And we are live on another edition of the K&K Sports Show, special edition, Monday night edition. The whole crew is back. Us four, the great producer Graham behind stage. What's up, everybody? We got a good show tonight with a lot going on. Let's get right to opening statements because we're a little late. First off, Jenny Hoops, happy 50th birthday to you last week. Celebrated her this weekend. Number two, Mr. Michael Briggs, who started this all up with Briggsy on Sports. Yesterday, guys, he would have been 50 years old. So a special birthday to Briggsy. And getting on that, I know I had a rant a couple of weeks ago. And you know who I think got me the rant was Mr. Briggs. Because he said to me, that's not Kurt Valenti. This isn't Kumbaya shows. This isn't we like you, good luck this, good luck. No, be Kurt Valenti. And you know what? Yeah, I'm back. So if Denver Nugget fans, I don't feel an ounce bad for you. So I don't care what anyone else is going to say. Sorry, you were in our way. You're not in our way. I really hope Jokic. I hope you don't have a good offseason because you are a obstacle in our way to what we need. And me and the Knick fans, because that's all we're worried about. You're an obstacle in the way. So you're not going to hear any, I'm sorry for yous tonight. Maybe Mr. Kirkpatrick will, but not me. But I'm looking forward to a great show. So I want to take Mr. Briggs up there. You got it back. And that's the mentality. And let's get to the last one. How about those New York Knicks, baby? Let's go. You see the mentality? First round, second round, 8 down, 8 to go. I'm not going to be overexcited because we got business now. We went through warm-ups, we went through the champs, and now we got effing payback. Effing payback 365 days ago. I saw frauds jumping up and down, beating our second and third string. We're going to start seeing Wednesday night what happens. 8 down, 8 to go. Mr. Graham, how are you? The best producer around.
Doing good. We might actually have a basketball feud in the future.
Okay, let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm ready for it. Carson
Might be
Shear,
Broncos fans, but
oh yeah, hey, same thing with that. We're not playing Kumbaya with the NFL, Graham. We're together on that one. Anybody in our way? Let's move. Carson Shear, you haven't been around since the New York Knicks have beat the Mr. Celtics, but what's going on, my friend?
Yeah, all I gotta do is just skip a couple K&K sports talk shows, and the New York Knicks catch fire, apparently. But what's going on, guys? Welcome to the show, everybody, and glad to be back here. And yeah, we're doing it Monday night, and yeah, game 1 Wednesday against the Pacers, and why not, man? Go Knicks.
Mr. Rosen, how are you? You know what? I know you were a little late to the party, but we can't blame you. Mr. Kirkpatrick gave you the wrong stream, so we can't blame you. You're just the victim of is it wrong place, wrong time. That's all your problem was tonight.
I'm not blaming anybody, just a little tardy to the party, but that's it, But I'm here in pride and spirit. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, Graham. Listen, a few things. Number one, the New York Knickerbockers. Is that the greatest sight you've ever seen on 7th Avenue? I mean, imagine 8 more. But I won't get ahead of myself. Number 2, Wednesday night starts the revenge tour. And believe me, this is a revenge tour because those big mouths, those crybabies, now we have home court advantage, number 1. Number 2, we have a full, healthy squad. And they're going to see who the real Knickerbockers are, not unfortunately. And number 3, take the Paul Pierces, the Trae Youngs, who opens his mouth. What the hell has Trae Young ever done in his career? Okay, shut the hell up. The Knicks will prove that they are a team that's going to the finals, right? The other thing is, as much as we are ecstatic, is there anybody that is living this New York vibe better than Russell Wilson? He is at every home game. The guy is soaking it up full extent. And you know what? As a Giants fan, I love it.
You know what? there were people ripping him on Twitter the other day, Paul, saying after I guess he went to was he at the Yankee game this weekend?
Yes.
They were ripping him, saying this guy's been a Knick fan and a Yankee fan for a day, and he's doing it. But I mean, listen, he's got to do what he's got to do. You know,
I don't
that's
care. Don't care.
That's what
There's
it is.
plenty of room on the bandwagon.
Absolutely. Mr. Kirkpatrick.
No talk about Russ. These fans don't know what they're talking about because Russ actually played some spring training when he was rumored to come to the Giants for the Yankees. So he didn't go for the Mets. He went for the Yankees. So I don't want to hear it. Anyway, okay, it's back up, but the YouTube is up and running. So I just want to get that out. But happy birthday, Briggs. Happy birthday, Jen. My birthday was a month ago, and when you turn 50, you start losing some things. So Monday is usually our Giants show, Paul and I. So I sent Paul the Giants show link. So he was waiting in the Giants show studio, and that's why we didn't have Paul, and that's why we're a few minutes late. My fault. Jody texted me about 10 minutes before the show started. He said, "Get on those Nuggets." Jody, he did. Kurt, and like Kurt said, there's no friends now. You know, Kurt woke me up. Briggs woke Kurt up. Kurt woke me up.
That's right.
Let's go. Knicks, baby. We'll get our predictions in a few minutes, but let's have a fun show and get the ball started with quick hitters, Kurt. But it's a Monday, so we're twisting it around. Paul's got the quick hitters tonight.
Okay.
Oh, my.
There's Mr. There's Mr. Eddie Murphy. Good evening, gentlemen. Carson, how you feeling?
What's up, Eddie?
Take it away, Paul.
All right. Thank you. So we're going to do a few questions all around the world of sports. But, of course, we'll start with the New York Knickerbockers. Knicks in the finals in the Eastern Conference. The Timberwolves in the finals in the Western Conference. Guys, who got the better of the Karl Anthony Towns trade for Julius Randle and Dante? I'll start with Carson.
Wow. I'm going to say the Timberwolves right now. I am.
Okay. Kenny?
I'm with Carson right now because I don't think the Timberwolves would be where they were without DiVincenzo and Randall. The Knicks would be there with Randall and DiVincenzo. So I think they did get the better of the deal barely, but that's going to change because we're going to get to it in a little bit. Give you my predictions, my bold prediction. It's going to change later.
Kurt, are you going to agree with these guys?
No, I'm not because I'll say this. Hands down, he's the best player in that whole deal. I think it worked out for both teams. I mean, I don't think there's a loser, but I don't know if we beat Detroit without Cat. I'll tell you that because you start doubling Brunson, and you saw it with Randall. Again, Randall's kind of playing, that second fiddle, and he had his chance here in the postseason, and he flopped. I mean, there's nothing about it. Karl Anthony Towns hasn't done it every game, but he's just a way better player than Randall. And we do miss DiVincenzo, but again, I'll say this right now. Mikal Bridges is a better player than Dante DiVincenzo. So I'm going to say I'll say Cat's the best. I'll say Knicks in a little bit. Both teams won, but I'm going to go Knicks.
I'm going to agree with Kurt. I think slightly better, but let's see what the finals, the conference finals show. All right, let's jump to football. Did the 49ers overpay Brock Purdy? 5 years, $265 million, average $53 million a year, seventh highest quarterback salary in the NFL. I'll start with Kurt.
100%. Now, I will say this. I'm giving him more money than Dak. I'm giving him more money than Tua. I'm giving him more money than a lot of people. But he's not worth that money. Like, no, he is not worth it. Again, I saw what he was worth last year with no McCaffrey, no Kittle, no Debo, and those guys were all hurt. And when you make that money, you have to carry a team, right? I seen Mahomes do it. I seen Burrow do it. I seen the great quarterbacks do it. They stunk last year. He was terrible. He was putrid. So, yes, they overpaid for him. But he's still
Ken-
better, though. Still better than some of the other guys. But yes, they're overpaying.
Okay, Kenny, what is your thought?
I agree with Kurt. 100% agree with him. I think he's overpaid. But when you look at contracts, only 181 million is guaranteed. So they can get out of that contract for maybe like a 35, 40 million when it's all said and done. Then it's change your around. But definitely 265. If they give him all of that, definitely overpaid in my opinion.
Carson, do you agree?
Jared Goff and Brock Purdy have the exact same deal based per contract for an annual basis. And I think Purdy is in the same skill level as Goff, maybe a little bit less. But like you guys are saying, I think his teammates have made Brock Purdy that contract rather than Brock Purdy has earned that himself. So we'll see what happens. But the most successful Mr. Relevant in NFL history. He's been to a Super Bowl. He does get a ton of hate, but he is a respected quarterback. So I'll say for now, yes, but he still has to prove to earn it, I think, in the future.
Paul, real quick, Eddie's saying McCaffrey has been carrying him from the get-go. And then Eddie's saying with this contract, he needs to win him a title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I mean, listen, his first year he came in, then he got injured in the playoffs. Second year they got to the Super Bowl. But you know what? I think, as you guys said, his teammates have carried him rather than the other way around. And I think this is the year. Obviously, no Debo, but he's got to prove that he's worth that money. Are the 4 teams in the NBA Conference Finals the best 4 teams left? Carson?
Wow. Yes, with an asterisk. If Jason Tatum does not go down, I still think the Celtics are a little bit better. But as of right now, the way things lined up, yes, I think they're the 4 best teams.
Okay. Kurt?
No. I'm gonna say no. Boston has to be in there. And I'm gonna put them in over Indiana 100%. I haven't been high on Indiana. I know they're playing well. But I wasn't really high on Cleveland. I'll be honest with you. They've never done anything in the postseason, Donovan Mitchell included. Even the West, I don't think they're the 2 best teams. I'm going to say no to that question. No. By the way, Albert Knoppers is saying, howdy, sport gurus. What's up, Albert?
Hey, Albert. Kenny, what's your feelings?
I'm on the same page as Kurt, but I'm going to say the Knicks talent-wise, yes. I'm going to say the Thunder talent-wise, yes. I think the Lakers, when you got LeBron and Doncic, or the Warriors, you could say with Curry and Butler, one of those 2 teams needed to be in the Final Four. And like Kurt said, the Celtics, but after they lost Tatum, are they a top 4 team talent-wise? So that's an asterisk, like Carson said, his asterisk. That's my asterisk. So I'm going to say no, the top 4 aren't there, but 2 of them are.
Quick rapid fire. Is it better to be hot going into the playoffs and then getting hot in the playoffs, or having that full season like the Cavaliers did? Carson?
Oh, you got to finish down the stretch. Hot when it matters in crunch time. So hot in the playoffs.
Carson? Kurt?
Yep, agree. Hot when it matters.
Kenny?
Easy. Hot when it matters.
Okay. I'm going to give you 5 names. One's got to go. Which one are you letting go? Patrick Ewing, Shaquille O'Neal, Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson, or Jokic. You got to let one go. Kenny, which one do you let go?
Letting Shaq go. He was probably the worst free throw shooter out of the bunch.
Okay. Kurt?
Listen, it breaks my heart, but I'm not going to be a hypocrite. All of them have titles except one, and that's my guy, but I'm going to put Ewing.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kurt. I mean, like you said, it breaks my heart, top 2, 3 Nick of all time. But yeah, I mean, you look at that list and MVPs and all of that. Carson?
Yeah, I'm with you guys, Ewing, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. One of Kurt's favorite players. Can Aaron Judge now be included as one of the greatest right-hand hitters of all time? And let me just give you some names that I pulled up: Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, Rogers Hornsby, Jimmy Fox, Frank Robinson, Albert Pujols, your guy Miggy, A-Rod, Joe DiMaggio, Honus Wagner. Carson?
Yeah, one of the best, sure, but how long is the list? That's the question.
Mhm.
Again, it's playoffs. All these great players, they've done it in the postseason. So he's on his way, but I need to see it in the postseason.
I agree. Kenny?
Yeah, and real quick, I missed a couple comments on my feed. Glenn out there in Australia, they're getting on me about calling Shaq instead of Ewing. So Glenn's getting on me for that. Good to see you too, Glenn. And I messed up on that one. I'll admit it. But Glenn's always good on getting on me if I controversy on some things there. But I think you got to put Honus Wagner there. I got to see it from Judge in the playoffs before he's considered one of the best right-handed players. We just talked about, strong finishes. So, yeah, you got to have a strong finish to be considered one of the best, Aaron. You can do it against mediocre and below average pitching, but when it comes to the best pitching in baseball, you can't do it. So, no, he's not.
And Kurt, do you want to
Yeah, no,
give me-
absolutely not. I'm not putting him there. And Jody's saying no because he hit 195 in a postseason career. Again, he eats up like garbage pitchers. I mean, look at the other day on Saturday. There's Mr. Diaz, bing, 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 just anytime the guy has no clutch gene, none. Like he's not clutch. It's sad to say, but it means nothing. It means, like, especially when you're in New York, we talk about it all the time. That's why Brunson is Brunson. Just like, look what he does when it matters. Like, this guy does nothing when it matters. I mean, what people are talking about is, oh my God, Juan Soto. Like, think about what's that one outlier why the Yankees got to a World Series? It's because they had Juan Soto. When they don't have Juan Soto, they don't go there. They have Juan Soto, they go. So we'll see. Well, right, we're gonna see. But I'm no way until he does in the postseason. Nope.
Yeah, I'll agree. Quick rapid fire. Is Jalen Brunson the best athlete in New York? Kurt?
Yeah, 100%.
Kenny?
Yes.
Carson?
Right now, yes.
Okay. All right. My last question. We know every year there's different winners in the divisions in the NFL. So, which team do you think is most vulnerable? The NFL winning the NFL division champ from last year, and which one is the least vulnerable? I'll give you the division winners from last year. In the AFC, it was the Ravens, the Texans, the Chiefs, and the Bills. In the NFC, Carson's Lions, the Eagles, the Rams, and the Bucks. Carson, which team is most vulnerable and least vulnerable?
I think the most vulnerable is the Ravens, just because you got three good teams in that division. And then the least vulnerable, wow. I'm going to say Tampa. I think they can claim it again just because of how bad that division is. So I'll say Tampa is least vulnerable.
Okay. Kurt, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Carson, Baltimore, just because I think that division is so good, right? Like, Joe Burrow is going to be back, right? You still got Pittsburgh. I'm going to take that. I'm going to say Kansas City too. I don't want to sound like a homer, but I'll say Baltimore.
We wouldn't think that.
I'll say Baltimore. Jody's saying easy Chiefs. Eddie's saying Chiefs because it's bow time. But I'll say Baltimore, and I'm going to say least is Philly. I think Philly's the best team in football. I don't know. I don't know how teams are going to beat them. They're that good, man. They're that good.
Okay. Kenny, what do you think?
Real quick, Glenn was saying his favorite right-hander was Willie Mays. Best right-hander, Willie Mays.
Not too many arguments about that.
I'm going to go a little different because Kurt said the Chiefs. I could throw the Chiefs up there. And Carson, this isn't in a bad way. But I'm going to say the Lions only because the Packers, Vikings are going to be good, and the Bears. Your division is just tough. That's what I'm going to say. That they're vulnerable is maybe the wrong word to use, but it's going to be a competitive division. And I think the Texans again run away with the AFC South, so I'm going to say the Texans as least vulnerable.
That's interesting because I was going to say the Texans are the most vulnerable. I think every team in that division made very good additions in the offseason. And I think the Texans lost a lot with their offensive line, etc. And their receivers are very shaky. And I think the least vulnerable, in my opinion, is the Bills. I mean, I know the Patriots have improved, but the Jets, come on. And Miami, I'm not buying Miami's what they're selling. So, all right, that was my quick hitter section.
Thank
Nice
you.
ball.
Eddie might have the comment of the
Good
night
ball.
so far. I
Thank
can't
you.
say who's the best right-hand hitter I've seen because all the greats that I've seen did steroids.
That's good. All right, guys. Moving right along. We started a little late, so we're going to try and move this along a little bit. But we got plenty of time for our final two topics of the night, sports of the night. We're going to pass it off to Carson for some Carson's Corner NBA playoffs.
Thanks,
Continue,
Kenny.
I should say.
Yeah, thanks, Kenny. Yeah, so I'm going to ask you guys two quick rapid-fire questions in both series, Western Conference and Eastern Conference, and I want you guys to give me your predictions for both. So rapid-fire Western Conference Finals, Thunder and Timberwolves. Game one's going to be tomorrow. Who has more to prove for their legacy to get to their first NBA Finals, Anthony Edwards or SGA? Kurt.
I'm going to say Anthony Edwards because they were there last year. He didn't have a great series, right, in that conference finals against Dallas. So I will say more to prove is Anthony Edwards.
Kenny?
I like Kurt's answer. I'm going to agree with him. They got rid of Cat, and now they brought in Randall and DiVincenzo. They might say Cat was the problem. Let's see Anthony Edwards step up now in this final. So I'm going to say Ant has more to prove as well.
Paul?
I'm going to be a little different. I'm going to say SGA. And the reason I'm saying it is they had the best record in the whole. Well, no, I guess Cleveland had the best record. But I think they want to prove that they can go, from day one and win the whole thing, which I have picked them to at least get to the finals. So I think he has a lot to prove. He may be the MVP. And I think he's going to. They're going to be as good as he goes in this Western Conference final.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going to say Anthony Edwards as well has more to prove because SGA has already won the MVP. So I'm going to say Anthony Edwards. Same question, guys, in the Eastern Conference. You got Tyrese Halliburton, who was voted the most overrated player in the NBA. He did get his team in the Eastern Conference Finals. Or Jalen Brunson, a lot of criticism when, the Knicks paid for him when he came from the Mavericks. He proved a lot of people wrong. He's in the Eastern Conference Finals. So same question for both starting point guards, Halliburton or Brunson, who has more to prove for their legacy to get to their first finals? Kurt.
I got to go Brunson. I mean, expectations change. I was listening today where people were saying, hey, as long as when we were talking about this, let's get by another round, right? Get to another round and you get to the Eastern Conference Finals, you knock out the champs, and it's like, hey, you did your job. But no, not now. Expectations change. You're home. You're the better team. You're the favorites. You have home court advantage. Jalen Brunson.
Kenny?
Yeah, real quick, Jody was saying Anthony Edwards for the first question you had, Carson, and Mark saying, what is up? Let's go Knicks. He agreed with me and Kurt. Edwards and you, Carson. Edwards has to do what Wade did in 2006. It's scary. I keep agreeing with Kurt, but when we're talking about the Knicks, I guess it's a good thing if we're agreeing. Yep. If it was, the Celtics series, you can say, people are going to argue and say, Tatum's better than Brunson. Maybe even Jaylen Brown's better than Brunson. I don't believe that, but some people would say that in the media and fans. But now Brunson's by far the best player in this East Coast Finals. Brunson has more to prove. He has to get to that NBA Finals versus the Pacers. He has to. It's simple.
Paul.
Definitely Jalen. I think I read something the other day. Before Jalen came, the Knicks had like 8 total playoff wins in like the last X number of years. And in the last 3 years, they've had 21 playoff wins since they have Jalen. So, as Kurt said, listen, it's been great. They won the first 2 series, but the pressure is on now because they can smell the finals. And if they get into it, they have a legitimate chance to bring home a championship. So, without a doubt in my mind, it's Jalen. The pressure is on to prove that he should be there, one of the best players.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you guys with Jalen Brunson as well. Go for it, Kenny. You wanted me to ask something?
Yeah. No, we got some comments, when you were finished, Carson. Our good friend Patrick out there in Hawaii saying aloha.
Hey,
Eastern
Patrick.
Time brothers. What's up, Patrick? Lion Coffee, best stuff on earth. We got a couple people answering. Eddie Murphy saying Brunson. They brought in a star and Bridges to hopefully get to the finals. Eddie's saying, Kenny, is that a Maryland thing, but not says East Coast finals? I don't well, Glenn is saying heat's on Brunson. Kurt, Paul, Carson, heat's on Brunson. He had a few chances to make the East Coast finals. Then you add the Pacers rivalry to the mix. Expectations are monstrous, Kurt.
Yeah, 100. He's right. I mean, we were the favorites 2 years ago against Miami, right? So, and he didn't, I mean, he was a little banged up, and again, we were the better team there and we couldn't get by that. So I've said this all along, Kenny, expectations change. I mean, and now listen, this would be a monstrous failure if they lose this series. Monstrous failure. It takes away from beating the Celtics if you lose this. It does.
I agree.
Yeah.
Once again.
For sure. All right, guys, give me your predictions for who wins the Western Conference Finals and Eastern Conference Finals and how many games. We'll go back to the West. Thunder and Timberwolves. I'm going to say the Thunder get it done in 6 games. I think SGA is just too good of a player, and their home crowd is going to be the difference maker. Kurt, who wins how many games?
Listen, I got to do this. I got to do this with everything goes with the Knicks head, right? So, hey, again, I'm not afraid of either team if we win, and we get there. But, I mean, I want the home court, right? So I'm going to root for Minnesota. Give me Minnesota in 6.
Kenny?
I'm going to say the Thunder, but it's going to be another 7-game series, Carson. I think this is going to be back and forth. Very underrated player is Jalen Williams on the Thunder. You don't hear from these guys because they play in a smaller market. They don't get televised often. But watch out for him in this series, And I got a quick one, Carson. After your question, after our predictions, I got a quick rapid fire question for everybody.
Sure. Paul, who wins the West and how many games?
Yeah, listen, I've been saying the Thunder. When we had our predictions a few weeks ago, I'm going to continue and say the Thunder. I'll say 7. And wouldn't it be interesting if our old friend Hartenstein we're playing against him in the finals?
There you go. And then Jody's also referring to, Kurt, if, the Timberwolves win and the Knicks win, it'd be a Julius Randle reunion. So that'd be interesting.
You know what, Carson, that always does scare me. I mean, we could say the same thing with Cat versus them, but I hate playing guys that were on a team and then you get rid of them. It's just, I don't know, that does scare me. It gives those players more motivation. So it scares me.
For sure.
Quick rapid fire question. Who will get bigger boos? Julius Randle at Madison Square Garden or Juan Soto at Yankee Stadium?
Soto.
Yeah, I'll say Soto too.
Kurt.
You know what? If you really think about it, I mean, how could it not? Listen, Randall didn't really want to leave. I mean, Soto chose to leave, so there's a difference on that.
Yeah.
So I would say Soto too.
Some predictions, Carson. Patrick's going Thunder in 6. Eddie's going Thunder in 6. Knicks in 7. Pacers playing with house money. Glenn's going Knicks in 6. Wolves in 7. And Mark's going Minnesota in 7. Knicks in 7. Thanks, guys, for the predictions. Keep them coming.
Love it. All right, guys. Knicks and Pacers, Eastern Conference Finals. Rooting for the Knicks, man. It's going to be a terrific series. Like Kurt was alluding to earlier, all the pressure's on the New York Knicks. Your window is right now. It's wide open. You don't have to go through Boston. You just went through Boston. Don't have to see them in the Eastern Conference Finals. You don't have to deal with the shenanigans of the 76ers and Embiid. The Cavaliers are knocked out. Giannis is knocked out. It's Tyrese Halliburton to go to the finals. Kurt, How many games and who wins?
Carson, I've said this is like a dream for me because, and I said this to you, I want opening night, Indiana, and I want to go. And we went, and it was Indiana. And again, out of all the teams that I mentioned, I can go back to like the old time Bulls, the old time Pacers, the old time Miami Heat. And they were talented teams with stars. Like these guys last year dancing and jumping. And listen, we took them to 7 games and we had everybody out. Everybody. It was like Brunson and our third string. And they're jumping up and down. And then you saw they went to Boston and got swept in 4. I'll be honest. This is Knicks in 5. This is revenge. They're just a better team. Like, where on the Pacers are they better? And I'm so sick of hearing, but their bench. Let me ask you something. If Ben Shelton, I don't even know what his name is. If Obi Toppin, if that's who's going to play in a crunch time, I'll sign up for that tomorrow because look at what they did. What I love about this Knicks team, hey, we faced Detroit and we had to play physical. They wanted to play physical. We responded physical. Now we played with Boston. We played with shooters. We played with champions. We played with a team. Hey, they're going to respond. We had to knock them out. Knock them out. We buried that team in New York. Buried that team. And I love that. Hey, up 27, get up to 37, get up to 41. I'm telling you right now, the Knicks are the most talented team that's left in here. They're going to beat this team. They're going to go. They'll win 1 in Indiana because it is tough to win there. And then we're just going to have a party in New York. 5 games, Knicks.
Nice. Kenny.
I agree with Kurt again. And, I called the Knicks in 6 on Kurt's Freezer show. Tomorrow night, Kurt's got another Freezer show. Epic.
Good one tomorrow night.
It's going to be an epic one tomorrow
Carson,
night.
by the way, I don't know if you saw, I didn't throw you out. I kept that picture of you.
Oh, nice. Good.
You go in the case. I had to throw the other guys out, but I kept you and Donovan Mitchell because I like Donovan Mitchell from 2 years ago. They're the only 2 guys I've ever kept. You and Donovan Mitchell. Just
nice.
You're an elite company, Carson.
Awesome.
Yeah. Patrick saying Knicks in 6. Our good friend Keith Brugman. I'll get the comments in. Keith Brugman, Denver Bronco Roundup lead host. I co-host on there. Last time the Knicks were in the East Coast Finals, guys. Jalen Brunson's dad was on the team.
Yeah.
Yep.
Been a while, Kurt. Pressure on the Knicks. Keith is saying.
Yeah.
And real quick plug. Tomorrow, Denver Bronco Roundup's bringing you a special show tomorrow called the Broncos Corral. Former Denver Bronco player, tight end Virgil Green will be joining us. We're going to be on noon tomorrow Eastern time. To answer Carson's question, Knicks in 5. And my question's going to turn into a comment, Carson, so we can get the NFL in. Carson, pizza money. I'm going to give Joey Clams the call. Put pizza money on Karl Anthony Towns to win the MVP in this series. 13-1. He's averaged 32 points against the Pacers in the 4 games that they played each other.
Good
Nice.
one.
I like that. Paul, your thoughts? Who's going to win? How many games?
Yeah, I mean, look, Knicks are winning. Home field advantage, home court advantage. They're healthy. But I think it's going to be a little tougher. As much as I despise the Pacers, I still think they will eke out a couple of wins and it'll go to 7 games. But being home, we will win the 7th at home and go to the finals. So give me Knicks in 7.
We got our first Pacers in 7 from Keith. Heartbreaker series again. Hey, at least everybody's not on it. At least we got somebody on the Pacers there. So it's not we're not jinxing the Knicks. We got one for the Pacers.
Nice. Yeah, guys, I'm looking at these odds right now. Knicks to sweep the Pacers is 10-1. And I think there's a chance. Listen, the Mecca Knicks are a series away from going to the NBA Finals. That city's ready to explode. I don't think Tyrese Halliburton is ready for this Knicks squad. There's a chance it could be a 4-game sweep, guys. We saw it a couple years ago. I think the Knicks could sweep them. So Knicks sweep, go to the finals.
Wow.
Let's go,
I love it.
All right.
Sounds good.
Eddie wants to know, Kurt, what's the get-in price? Do you know?
What? I don't know because I tried looking like at the queue. I can't even get into the queue. So it says you're in a queue. So I don't know if they're officially on sale yet.
Okay.
So I actually looked. I saw his comment and it says there's a queue to get in. So I don't really know.
And then we got to give this one to Kurt too. Where does Rick Carlisle rank as a head coach from Jody?
I'm going to talk about, he's an effing baby. I'm so sick of his garbage with the crying and stuff like that. Listen, he won in Dallas. I'll give him his flowers, but I mean, listen, we're going to, you know where it is? This is going to be, again, look at what he did last year in the Eastern Conference Finals when they were jumping up and down against Boston, too. They got swept in a row. We'll see what he is. But I'm telling you, he better stop the crying garbage right out of the gate. Just stop.
Yeah. All right. Anything else NBA, Carson? That was awesome.
Thanks. I'm good.
Thank you, Carson.
Yep.
All right. We got about 10 to 15 minutes left. I got some NFL schedule. We've been doing our teams NFL. We did a Broncos NFL schedule. We got the Giants show tomorrow. We're going to talk about the Giants schedule, Paul and I. But I got some NFL schedule questions for you guys. Simple. I'll go Kurt on the first one. Opening night, Kurt, Eagles versus Cowboys. Do you think that's the opponent that they should have assigned the Eagles on opening night? I wrote a couple other teams down, or would you have rather seen one of these teams, Kurt? Vikings, Rams, Packers, Lions, Bills.
I like it. You know, I do like the divisional matchup. You know, I know a lot, they like to do that week one. And I just like that because that's going to be easy money for me come right out of the gate, because just lay it with Dak Prescott against that defense on a banner night. Oh, that's stealing. That's robbery.
Love it.
Robbery.
By the way, Patrick's giving us his NBA Finals. Knicks over Thunder in 6.
Nice.
He's got the price. Starting price, Kurt, $703. StubHub, $878.
Wow.
Kurt will be gone.
Wow. No, I'm not. I can't. Jen's got a what does she have? Some kind of like concert or something.
Okay.
Spring concert. So I can't go unless I go solo. I'll take Bo with me.
So I'll ask Carson and Paul the same question. You know, do you like it, Carson? Would you like to see a Lions on opening night again?
Yeah, you know, this whole crap with America's team with the Cowboys, I guess for ratings, sure, you throw Dak and CeeDee and George Pickens with his new squad. You know, it'd be cool. You know, I don't know if the Commanders are on the Eagles' schedule this year, but it'd be cool to see a rematch of the NFC Championship game last year. Lions definitely in the mix. You know, Chiefs are always there. Ravens, Bills. So yeah, I don't hate it. I don't like it though either, but it is a decent matchup.
Sorry about that, Roy. Roy's saying hello. He had 2 tragedies happen within 3 days. Figured I'd come here to watch. Appreciate you, Roy, and our thoughts and prayers with you and your
Roy,
your family and everything that's going on. Sorry to hear that. Appreciate you coming in here to hang out with us. Hopefully we can, you know, keep your mind off of things for a little bit. We're talking about NFL schedules right now, Roy. Paul, same question.
Yeah, can both teams lose in this game? Anyway, listen, if there's one team that I want to lose and the other team that I hope loses, that's this game. I like the division rivalry, like Kurt said, but it's nice when you can see a team like Dallas go on the road opening day and probably get their doors blown off by the champs. So as much as it pains me to say I'll probably want the Eagles to win, the other aspect of it is the Giants go down and play Dallas's opener the week later, so they'll be pissed off. But hey, at least let them start 0-1. But I like the rivalry.
Kurt, I'm going to answer real quick, and then I'll let you get Eddie's comment, and it's probably the comment of the year so far. As an NFL fan, I would have rather seen the Bills AFC-NFC matchup week 1. But as an NFC East fan, I absolutely love it. If the Cowboys can pull off a shocker, the Eagles are 0-1. But if the Eagles do what I think they're going to do, the Cowboys are 0-1. So for Paul and I, it's a win. It's a win-win on opening night. Before we play a game on Sunday, we're not going to be in last place. So
that's true.
So give me that. So I'll continue with some questions, but I'll let you get Eddie's comment. And
yeah, Eddie's saying you pay, I'll go, Kurt. I'll wear all Knicks gear from head to toe. But all jokes aside, put a service dog jacket on Bo and you're good to go. We can't even get him to watch it on the couch here. I mean, he's a train wreck. So, but he'll be on the freezer show tomorrow, Kenny.
Nice.
He'll be on the freezer show.
All right, I got one for each of you guys. I'll start with Carson. On the Lions schedule, Carson, give me a must-win game.
Wow. Must-win game. I think to set the tone, I think it's week 1 against the Packers. Going in to Lambeau, we're trying to defend our title, back to back. So I'm going to say right out the get-go is week 1 Packers.
I like that. Our good friend Michael Ronquillo saying good evening, Kurt, Kenny, Carson, and Paul. What's up, Michael?
Good
Good
evening,
to see you as
Michael.
always. We've got a little NFL schedule talk right now, Michael. Paul, for our Giants, I should say, a must-win, and then I'll answer as well and then we'll get Kurt.
Yeah, I looked at the schedule. Listen, if they really want to be legitimized, finally, they've got to start beating teams in the NFC East. And what better way to do it is they play a Thursday night game at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's win that game. To me, that game is a must-win game. I mean, it's got to stop at some point. So that would be the game that I think is a must-win at home against the Eagles on Thursday night.
I'm going to go even further. I'm going to say NFC East as well, but we got to beat the Cowboys. And I know we played them week 18, so I'm going to say if we want to be a playoff contender this year, go beat them in Dallas. That's it. That's my must win. I don't care it's on the road. Give me a road win. You want to be considered a playoff contender, back in the playoff contender hunt? Beat the Cowboys on the road. That's my must win. Kurt, to be a serious playoff contender to go to the Super Bowl, I'm going to ask you in a different way. I should ask Carson that. You want to change your answer, Carson? But Super Bowl contender, you still want to win week 1?
Yeah, because you got to set the tone for the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same question for you, Kurt. If you want to be a Super Bowl contender, give me your must-win game.
This is when you told me you were going to do it. What did I tell you? Cincinnati Bengals. It's a Monday night game. Listen, everyone's saying we have the best defense in football. Well, listen, who's got one of the best offenses in football? The Bengals. The last time we played them, they didn't punt. Think about that. We couldn't get them to punt in that game. So my answer is, and we're home on Monday night. Vance Joseph, I keep bashing you. People keep bashing you. That's your showcase. You better come up with a plan. You got the best defense in football. I better see them punting first off, but I better not see Joe Burrow be throwing left and right and 400. I better not see it. You better win the game and you better have defensive stops. So Kenny, I think that's easy. I don't know if Graham agrees with me on that one, but I'm saying the Bengals primetime at home Monday night, week 4, I think it is.
We got some Bronco fans in there, Michael and Roy, if they want to answer as well. Glenn, by the way, Glenn, I don't know why my comments aren't coming up on the main feed, but Glenn saying good morning. Michael, he's out there in Australia, of course. He's saying good morning to you. Graham saying definitely a must win. Before I answer my next one, Carson, Jody has a question for you. Does a new offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator worry you? If so, how much?
A little bit. I think it's more dependent on the player's health, but it is going to be weird not having Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson. So I think it's chemistry and gel. It is important, but on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe like a 3 out of 10 out of nervousness. So I think we'll be just fine.
Roy he thinks you're going to lose to the Bengals, Kurt. That's not good news for you if that's a must-win for you.
Nope.
Glenn is agreeing with you. The Bengals and Chargers. He's going to throw the Chargers in there as well.
Yeah, I like that because you know what? We haven't beaten them. We didn't beat them last year.
Mm-hmm. Let's move on to the international games. So we've got 7 games on the list here. September 28th, Vikings, Steelers in Dublin. October 5th, Vikings, Browns in London. October 12th, Broncos, Jets in London. 19th, Rams, Jaguars in London. November 9th, Falcons, Colts in Berlin. November 16th, Commanders, Dolphins in Madrid, Spain. All 9:30 a.m. starts. Paul, do you like these international games?
I don't know if I would say
9:30 morning to watch them.
Yeah, I don't mind because it starts the NFL day at an early game, depending on the matchups. But I will say this from a fan standpoint, I went to the first game the Giants played over in London, in the year they won the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 42. From a fan standpoint, it was fabulous. Got to see London, spent time around the city. So from a fan standpoint, it was great. And I know they get a lot of people coming from literally all over the world to go to these games. I mean, you mentioned the Vikings. They have back-to-back road
Yeah,
games.
hold off on that. Hold off on that. I got a question coming up on that. That's okay. I didn't say that in our agenda.
Oh,
so
okay.
Hold off
I
on
won't.
that. I got a rapid fire, not a rapid fire, but I got a question coming up on that.
Okay.
I got some comments before I get to Kurt. Eddie saying Giants need to at least split division games. Michael's must win, Kurt, is the Chiefs at home. Roy saying international games are here to stay. Might as well get used to it. Clayton saying hello, guys. Smash the like button. We got to get Clayton in as our voiceover, guys. You know, when he says that, smash the like button, we can put that right on as a little audio. That'd be pretty cool. Michael giving us some news. Fred Warner from the Niners signed a 3-year deal, making him the highest paid linebacker in the NFL, guys.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And Clayton saying, great way to top off a Monday night. Thanks, guys. Long, long day for work, 13 hours. Clayton, I feel you. I know I do the 12-hour shifts 3 nights a week. I know they can be long. But yeah, so continuing on, do you like the international games, Kurt? Yes or no? 9:30 start.
I do like it. I like what Paul said. I like, I'll be honest, I don't really like the Broncos in it, but I mean, I've always liked the 4:25, 4 o'clock, 4:25 games. But I like it. Listen, well, how could you not like real football on at 9:30 a.m.? I like it.
But you don't get to take your nephew to the Broncos Jets.
I know. I was gonna.
So I thought you were gonna say no. I hate it because I can't go to the Jets game now.
Yeah,
Jets Broncos.
I think they're there next year, but we'll see.
You might have to come down to DC. I'll get you guys down by me.
That's cold. That's gonna be cold. That's a Sunday night.
Carson, do you like these international morning games?
Yeah, no, I think it's great for football, great for the fans, brings more international people to the sport. And especially if you play fantasy football, though, it can be stressful because if you forget to set your lineup and you got a player in that 9 a.m. slot and you sleep right through it, you might miss a player for an injury. So you kind of have to be on alert a little bit, too.
Now, I like what you all said. I like it. But there's one thing I don't like, and that's where, I cut Paul off, so I'm going to go to him first. The Vikings are going to get back-to-back international games. Is that good or bad for football? Is that good or bad for the fans? Is that good or bad for the team that's got to stay in Ireland and then travel to London back-to-back weeks in September and early October?
Yeah, listen, I saw that. I was shocked. I have never seen the same team playing back-to-back weeks, especially road teams. Sometimes I know the Jaguars have played more than one game there over the course of the season. But why would they schedule the Vikings as a road team for 2 straight weeks? I mean, the only thing I can agree on that is sometimes, like, for example, the Giants will go out west and they'll play 49ers, and then they'll schedule the following week against the Raiders or something. So they'll stay out west. But to do that to a road team, I don't think that's fair at all.
No, I agree, Paul. And let me get to some comments before I get to Kurt and Carson. But you get not only that, like, is it fair to, like, the Minnesota fan base is pretty, spread out around the country, and Pittsburgh and then Cleveland, 2 AFC North opponents back to back. You're taking away, like, Kurt can't go to MetLife because the Jets are overseas. So they're both road games, so they're on.
But I will say this, Kenny, for an advantage, I'd rather play in London.
You're playing on neutral.
MetLife.
You're playing on neutral field. I get that, but that's still a lot of travel for a team that's going to have hangovers for sure. And we talk about the 9:30 games, but how about here? Let me show you. Have Jody saying nothing better than 7:30 a.m. Bloody Marys. So out there in the mountain time zone at 7:30. I think Michael's out there in Arizona, so he's got to get up at 6:30 a.m. to watch games. And then how about this one? Glenn just said, welcome to my world. Games here are on from 3 a.m. to 2 p.m. out there in Australia.
Wow.
So, we're lucky. We're on the East Coast. We get 9:30. But how about Michael and 6:30 and Jody 7:30 a.m.? And you got to do that for if you're a Vikings fan, back-to-back weeks, if you're out there on the West Coast, I don't know.
Patrick's at 3:30 a.m.
Patrick's at
Hawaii.
3:30 a.m. Yeah. I'll go to Carson next, then we'll wrap that one up with Kurt.
Yeah, I think the Vikings definitely got screwed the biggest because I don't know how those players are going to react with their bodies in two different countries back-to-back weeks. But the fans, like I said, international games are great. The thing that kind of is a little irritating, it is on NFL Network. A lot of people don't have NFL Network, so I wish like a streaming platform like Peacock or Amazon Prime. There's a game on YouTube this year. I think it's Chargers Chiefs this year, so YouTube could pick it up so it's more accessible for more people. But that's the only complaint I have is it's restricted because it's exclusive on one channel.
Gotcha. I see the time. I'm going to ask one more question. Will there be an NFL overseas anytime soon? I think you're asking to be an NFL team, Jody. Is that what you're asking? Michael's saying Vance Joseph's the key for the Broncos defense to be great. Kurt, the number one defense in the NFL. I know you've been on that too. I'll ask this last question, guys, and we'll get our closing thoughts in. I'll ask this one for Kurt and Carson, and I'll try and think of something off the top of my head different for Paul and myself. Carson, the Lions are playing both on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Do you like that as a fan? I know those are both family holidays. I know Thanksgiving for the Lions, that's an every year tradition for you. But is that going to mess up like Christmas plans? How do you feel about them playing on Christmas as well at 4:30?
Yeah, I think it's great because it just shows how good this Lions team is now, and everybody wants to see the primetime Lions. So, yeah, it is a little frustrating because it makes the holidays even more stressful if it isn't already stressful enough every year on Thanksgiving. But Christmas, you know what? Throw it in the mix, see what happens, and hopefully everybody's holly and jolly with the Lions win.
Glenn's saying Vikings will be okay. They're not far apart, those countries, and Ireland is cold as Minnesota. Good point. Kurt, I'll ask you the same question. Broncos are getting Broncos aren't playing. Broncos are playing overseas. Do you like them playing overseas and then on Christmas night?
Again, I don't know. It doesn't bother me, the overseas. I'd rather not, but advantage-wise, I'd rather lose an away game and play it on a neutral site. And Christmas, yeah, I love Christmas. I love Christmas with the night game because we got Knicks at 12, right? We know the Knicks will be on at 12. Then you do your Christmas things, and when everyone's ready to leave, it'll be 8:30, and we turn in and watch the Broncos just beat the shit out of Kansas City this year.
Here's Michael saying that the Chiefs got an unfair advantage. He feels they got an unfair advantage because he has the NFL has given the Chiefs a bye before they play the Broncos, Kurt.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's, I don't know. I guess we're always going to have an advantage somewhere, right? But for that situation, it is an advantage for them. But hey, if you're good, let's go.
And my last one for Paul. Paul, are you happy as a Giants fan? We don't have any Thanksgiving game to worry about. Christmas we can spend with the family. We can, don't have to worry about Black Friday game, any of those games. Do you like it, or would you rather see them play on a holiday?
Listen, when you suck, you never get on primetime games, at least not that many anyway. So I'm glad that they're not on. But I will point out that both the Cowboys and the Chiefs are also playing on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
That's true. That's what I did have that down. Yep, that's good. You're right. So it was a little NFL schedule there. I know we're short on time. We started a little late tonight, a little Monday night special. Being the Knicks are on Wednesday, we're going to take Wednesday off. But Kurt has before we get final thoughts, Kurt has his Knicks freezer show tomorrow night, 9:00. He's trying to get a Knick personality on to join. And then Wednesday, somebody will be doing Let's Talk Broncos after hopefully a Knicks win on Wednesday night. It'll probably be me again, hanging out with everybody.
Remember, late games, 8:00 starts. So those games are going to end late.
Yep. So we'll start late. My Mountain Time Zone friends, Glenn out there in Australia. But great show, guys. I'll let Kurt get the final thoughts in, and we'll take it from there.
Thanks, Kenny.
Final thoughts are easy, baby. Let's go. Wednesday night. This is what I've been waiting for. This is what I wanted. Not the Pistons, not the Celtics, not the Cavs. I want these frauds. These frauds were dancing all over like they beat our team last year. We had to take them. The state had to take us to 7 games with our B and C squad. You're not seeing that this year. Let's go. I'm telling you, biggest fraud in sports is Mr. Halliburton, and he's going to get exposed starting Wednesday night. Let's go, baby. Carson.
Yeah, great show as always, guys. Go Knicks, and happy birthday to Jenny Hoops and Briggsy up above. And yeah, good show as always, guys, and get it done, man. Knicks and 4.
Jody's saying Kurt Brunson or Starks. Listen, I love Starks. He's my favorite Knicks probably of all time. But, I mean, Brunson might be one of the best Knicks of all time. I mean, Jen was joking around me the other day. Paul, we win a championship. They really might build this guy a statue, man. I mean, I'm not even joking around. I mean, seriously. Let's go.
Listen, as great as much as I love Jalen, if they're going to build a statue, they've got to build a statue first for Clyde. I'm sorry.
But Paul, nobody's been able to do this.
I know, but hey,
get it
Clyde
done.
was
We're
part of the
halfway
first,
home.
the only 2 championships. But I will phrase it that way so far. Okay.
I don't care if I just want to win. I don't care if they build a statue of Kenny. I just want to win a damn championship.
That's true.
Let's go.
All right, I'll wrap it up real quick.
Wait, no, Mr. Rosen, he didn't say his final.
Yeah.
word.
Great show, guys. Always a lot of fun. Thank you, Graham, behind the scenes.
Yeah, thank you, Graham.
Jen, happy birthday. Briggsy, happy birthday. And one other shout out. Our good friend Keith Brugman, our brother, our co-host on many different shows. His daughter celebrated a graduation, not just a graduation over the weekend, but she became a doctor. So Keith, to Dr. Destiny, congratulations to you and your family.
Well
Congratulations.
Thank
now,
you.
real quick, I got one comment from Glenn. Oh, 2. He can't wait for the Freezer show. He's an honorary Nick and Snicks and 6. He loves Christmas night out there in Australia. Boxing Day, 12 p.m. Watch us sack the crap out of Mahomes. Merry Saxmas Mahomes. Everybody, thank you, everybody. Go quick check out Carson on the Carson Shear Show. And also, we'll see everybody tomorrow for Kurt's Freezer Show. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night.